have said, Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, we're to do a lesson here, dealing with blame, and the importance, okay, of, not always, blaming everybody else, but actually, looking within as well, okay, because as the scriptures say, all right, which I have it here. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. All right. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. All right. And examining yourself, also goes into, knowing and understanding, when to take the blame. Because sometimes you might, the scriptures do talk about suffering wrongfully, but there's other times when you might be at fault. But Babylon teaches you, all right, to always defend yourself, no matter what. Even if you're wrong, standing up for, owning up, to your mistakes, having integrity, is frowned upon. So, Babylon teaches you that, no, don't do that, yell back, get in your feelings, you get rebuked, take that to heart, even if it's for your betterment, take it to heart, and so on and so forth. Okay, but examining yourself, all right, there's cases where something could be done to you, all right, and let's say somebody might do you dirty, okay, but also understanding how you react to that. If somebody does you, if the scriptures talk about not, basically roughly paraphrasing, not recompensing sin, if somebody, does wrong to you, that doesn't justify you doing wrong back. Okay, there's a righteous way of going about things, so if somebody, sins against you, you don't fix it by saying, well, that means I'm justified to sin, against them, because the scriptures say that the Lord has given no man license to sin. All right. So you look at the situation with King David and Saul, for example, right? David, the scriptures say that the Lord gave Saul into David's hand. All right. And yet David said he wasn't, he wasn't going to lay hands on the Lord's anointed. And what did that do? Because if David slew him, it would have still been like people, people could still say, well, yeah, I understand. He did want you. We was trying to kill him, but it said more about David's character, than it did about the whole situation. It said more about David's character in the sense that, you may get done wrong sometimes, but being so quick to, blame and point the finger, if you're always looking out at, this person this person that, this person this, how are you going to fix yourself? And if somebody, tells you about yourself, immediately you get defensive, and you never examine yourself, and you'll never admit to your faults. And if you don't do that, how can you even begin to work and or fix them? If you want to fix a problem, or if you want a solution, you first need to acknowledge that you have a problem, that there is a problem, okay? Because if you don't know that there's a problem, or you don't think that there's a problem, you're not going to seek a solution, okay? And when you constantly blame, now when I say blame, all right, I'm saying it in the sense where you're wrong, but you're always trying to find somebody else to justify, or to take the responsibility off of you. I couldn't do this because of this brother, or I couldn't do this because of these men. I couldn't do this because of this. It's always I couldn't because of someone else. But at the end of the day, dealing on a low level, whatever you do, that's on you. You're the one who's like, it's in your mind, it's your thoughts. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Okay? But also remember that in this truth, man, character, integrity, these are things the Lord looks at as well. All right? And these are things that'll get you far in life. Now, real quick, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 3. It says, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. Okay? But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Okay? The Lord, when you being humble, understand that of course none of us are perfect. Okay? But when you admit that you're not perfect and you want to work on your faults, all right, you understand that you'll start to get better. You'll start to grow, as an individual. Because what? You'll be fixing your problems. You'll be looking at your weaknesses and seeing how you can solve them. Okay? How you can, you can fix those problems. All right? So, going back to the topic of blame, understand that, hey, sometimes you might need to take the blame to work on yourself. The scriptures talk about there being a rebuke, all right, that is not calmly. And not not every rebuke is going to be calmly, and this isn't specific to anybody else, or to anybody in particular. All right, it's just just a lesson through the Spirit. All right. So now I'm going to jump down. All right, Proverbs 11:5. It says here, the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Okay. And sometimes, man, humbling yourself and accepting and, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, yo, damn, you know what I'm saying? What did I do wrong? Or what could I, sometimes it may not be what did I do wrong, but maybe it could be what could I have done better? What could I have done better? See, when Yahushua came down, all right, understanding the prophecies, he wasn't, he wasn't, just Judas's fault. Judas betrayed me, it's his fault. Why I gotta go on the cross? Why do I have to be the one, why do I gotta die for these people's sins? Why can't they just pay for their own sins? That's not the spirit Yahushua was in, because if it was, we all be dead. There would be no hope for any of us. You see, that's why in Revelation, the 5th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, the apostle John, all right, wept when he saw that there was no man worthy to loose the seals of the book. Because if Yahushua had been in that mindset of, I'm just going to blame them because they did it, and they could pay for their own sins, he would have never loosed those seals. All right, and if that was the case, then guess what? we wouldn't have had this opportunity, of mercy. Okay, as a matter of fact, and this is just going to be a quick hitter. I'm going to go to the book of Philippians, chapter 2. All right, verse 5. It says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua HaMashiach, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. Okay, meaning he humbled himself. All right. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself. Just like I said, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Okay? And because he humbled himself, all right, and he wasn't out here, Judas, you nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know who I am, I'm the Messiah. How you gonna betray me, man? Get your filthy lips off me. Don't betray me no kiss. Lord wasn't on that type of time, man. And there's a lot of writings, proverbs, scriptures, that exhort us, all right, to you know, have integrity, exhort us to examine ourselves. Because at the end of the day, each of us is seeking our salvation, but that's between us and the Lord. Your salvation isn't going to be based on, well, this brother, he did this to me, you know, so because he's worse than me, Lord, you should pick me over him. That's not how, you know what I'm saying? That's not how it's going to go. All right? That's not how it's going to go. You can't, well, because this person did this to me, well, the Lord's going to look at you and say, well, it's your salvation, right? So if it's your salvation, okay, what did you do? And not what did they do wrong to you? What did you do right? Okay? When they did you wrong, how did you react? When you did wrong, were you able to notice that and fix yourself? Did you pray for forgiveness? There's sins. That's why King David's, you know, mentioned about the Lord cleansing him of secret faults. Okay? There's certain sins, certain faults, certain things, you know, that, guess what? We may commit and we may not even know. You know, so that's also why the scriptures say, man, pride was not made for men. You know, you can't be proud, man, because your pride is stemming from things you know, but what about the things you don't know? You know, you may be looking at your right side and your right side looks good, but your left side might look horrible. But if you don't look on your left side, you're not going to notice that. You know, if you want to constantly point out others and deal with theirs, but never look, you know, at you, guess what? Eventually, that's if that man is a man of the Lord, or that person is a member of the elect. It's funny because you could point out something to somebody, and they could take that advice and better themselves, and then you turn around and not look at yourself. You could end up like Paul said, having taught, you know, and done the works, he ends up a castaway. You know. Here it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like you help somebody out, but instead of taking your own advice, you don't. And then you end up getting messed up. You know? The Lord can do that, man. You know, so that's not, you know, that's why it's key, all right? Like I titled it, blame, all right? Blame goes a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? It goes a lot of ways, but when it comes to you, you know, when you got to take the blame, or the blame comes upon you, man, you got to man up, gird up your loins like a man, you know, and go through it, man, because sometimes the Lord is trying to humble you. He's trying to bring you down so he can raise you up, so he can build you up better, you know. But if you're not, you know, willing, all right, to humble down and see your faults, guess what? You're never going to be able to move on. You're going to be stuck on wherever you at, you know. But with that, I'm going to end it here. Just a quick, you know, quick hitter. All right, Lord willing, it was exhorting and edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.